Hello, Capricorn. Welcome into your reading. So glad to have you here. We are trying to figure out anything that you need to know right now, any sort of advice you might need to hear for your current situation, or just anything that maybe you need to be made aware of or conscious of. So let's go ahead and dive into your general reading. What does the collective of Capricorn need to hear in this current moment? Try to figure that out. Got the Hanged Man. 5 of Cups, 9 of Cups, the 4 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, King of Cups, and the 2 of Wands. This is really interesting because the energy that I was picking up on before pulling these cards, before recording, things like that, I was immediately picking up on the energy of time delays for the collective of Capricorn. And the time delays, I feel like, are coming from your own mind. And it almost feels like you are the one delaying yourself from productivity, from like reaching your abundance, from reaching a certain deadline, things like that for yourself, whether it's with projects, work, romance, anything that involves like timelines. And I really think right now you are dealing with something internally that is creating a lot of neglect to the external as well. With the Hanged Man, it seems like you're processing things, trying to figure out what's really going on with inside yourself or what's really going on around you. Maybe what's like, why is your mindset the way it is? Things like that. Or maybe you're also like analyzing kind of like a situation around you right now. And that's really distracting to you and your course of action. Maybe it's also creating a sense of laziness. Maybe it's also creating a sense of fatigue. There could be multiple variables for different Capricorns that are listening at the moment of what this energy is creating for you to feel delayed or to also pull you back away from this like time of action, needing to act upon certain things. And with the 5 of Cups, that kind of just resembles an energy of you being kind of suckered into something of the past, or maybe a habit, or maybe something that you're doing in a routine that is not necessarily the greatest thing for you, and you're not really realizing it, and you're not really looking for a potential alternative that will help you and seeing like the bigger picture. Okay. And with the 9 of Cups being here, it almost seems like there's an energy of you almost being there, right? You're like one step away from finalizing something. You're one step away of completing a task. And right now, with all these energies at play within your psychological or whatever the case may be, that it could even be emotional, especially with the King of Cups being here. It could be that you are like so close, but yet you're not seeing how close you really are to the end goal that you're wanting to achieve. And there's a lot of good energy that is trying to pull you in that direction. With the 4 of Wands, like that's an act of celebration. That's an act of like, I'm ready to like be there, or I'm ready to celebrate my victory, or I'm willing to celebrate what I've longed wanting to achieve, that kind of energy. But this 4 of Wands could also be something of distraction as well. Maybe you already feel like you're there, or maybe these distractions of like maybe party energies or celebration energies, or just wanting to kind of like live and dance around might also be part of your distractions too, right? If you're like, let's say, for example, beating yourself up and you're inviting a lot of negative energies within inside yourself, maybe positive energies such as like going out with friends or going to bars or whatever the case may be for you, creates a lot of positive influence, positive energy within inside yourself to kind of distract you from the energies at play within inside yourself, emotionally, mentally, things like that. Is a great distraction for you to keep you away from your end goal or keep you away from investigating more deeply about what this energy is and how to resolve it, things like that. And I really do feel like it's keeping you away from your work. I feel like there's some sort of energy that really is nestled into you spiritually that is keeping you away from completing something here. And what this completion needs and is required for you is to have a bit more like decisiveness, have a bit more like nose down hard work type of energy and giving more to it, right? You don't want to get to a point of burnout, and maybe that might be something that you're experiencing right now. It doesn't need to get to a point of burnout, but simply giving up on it completely and not doing anything at all is not going to get you where you need to be. And it's going to constantly make you feel like you need to go in a different direction, that you need to look for something else to replace whatever this is. And I don't think this is necessarily something that you need to stop doing. This is something that you need to continue to work on. This is something that you need to persevere and move through and be able to get to where you're wanting to go. Because at one point, this is something that you really, really wanted. This is something that you really wanted to achieve or bring into your life or simply to make your life better. And it is possible. But the distractions, the pain, all this stuff that is showing up in your life is trying to make you think that you need to move in a different direction. And I don't think you need to. I think you have what it takes to get through it. But especially with the King of Cups being here, of you have the potential to emotionally ground yourself. You have the potential to kind of just stay firm, stay in place, let all the emotional warfare take place, but you still come out on top with a bigger positive decision for yourself and being able to make great sounded choices, even though things might be tough, even though the waves are rocking and crashing against your boat right now. You know, you still have the connection with your inner self, your higher self, your intuition, and your emotions to just be so at peace and be grounded and still be able to deliver, still be able to make the right choices for yourself. And I think that's where you're headed. I think that's where you're working really hard to get to. And things are coming and going. Things are being pulled out of you. Things are being added to you during this time. So it's not something that you need to try to pull away from. This is something that I feel like I think I've said this last time. I feel like it's kind of like a spiritual awakening in a way, but I think it's really like putting you in a more balanced state for yourself, for you to be able to give a lot of yourself during the times that's needed, but also take yourself back, recover, and not let things get so overwhelming or overpower your own emotions to a point where you're this Five of Cups energy and you're dealing with a lot that you can't handle. And I think realistically, like, you just got to persevere. You just got to push through that wall, that boundary, and allow yourself to dig in deep, because you know that on the other side is what you're wanting. And it's something that you are going to like basically be a better version of yourself at the end of the day from this. And you'll look back on it and be like, okay, these are energies that I understand now. These are energies that I'm not going to let affect me in that way anymore. And that I will be able to see it for what it is the next time it comes along. And I will be more in control of how I handle this, right? And I just want to take the time to really kind of figure out what this Five of Cups is I think what the energy I was picking up on earlier is maybe some like self-worth issues. Maybe you were feeling like you couldn't have something, or maybe you felt like you you weren't able to work hard enough for something, or something along that lines. Got the Queen of Swords, and then we have the Three of Wands. Clarified that Five of Cups. So maybe the Five of Cups is like telling you that maybe you feel like you weren't smart enough, or maybe you felt like you weren't capable of seeing what the universe was delivering to you, and that's kind of like a blockage for yourself, right? If you feel like things aren't like developing as much as they are for you, and you're not seeing everything coming in, you're not able to put all the pieces together, then you're going to feel like you're not making any sort of forward progress with this energy. Or maybe you feel like you're not smart enough to put all these pieces together, something along the lines of that. And I just want to let you know that it's not necessarily that you're not smart enough, but maybe it's just that you are allowing yourself to feel in your life with a little bit more of a distraction than you should. And those distractions take away your consciousness and awareness of your surroundings, be able to see what is clearly being presented in front of you, because it does feel like things are coming in, but you're not able to actually see the messages, so to speak. That makes sense. So I feel like there's a lot of things that are kind of distracting you or keeping your attention away from what's actually working and what's actually coming in and what actually has potential moving forward. And that's what's kind of putting you down in this energy. So the oracle cards that I have is healing, magical blessings, and stargazing. So this is the fairy oracle, and they have messages at the bottom of each card, and I'll just read those out for you, just in case if you can't really see it that well. But we have, when you gaze at the stars, you give yourself fairy focus. Your intuition will flow more freely and reveal what you need to know about your situation. So that comes back to focusing on what's in front of you and not really getting distracted by these other external energies, or maybe kind of like how you're feeling about yourself, self-worth issues, maybe your competence issues, things like that. Maybe you don't feel as competent for the set of goals that you have signed up for. But I'm just here to say that if you were to put in the focus and put in the work behind the focus, then, you know, anything's possible for you. Even if you might not know or understand things, you have the ability to learn and overcome and become what it is that you are seeking. So magical blessings, whatever you're going through, you are being assisted by magical fairy blessings. The fairies say you can bless others too. So it's not just you collecting this information or you like going through this alone. It feels like you are able to pass along this information that you learn. You are able to pass along this abundance to other people. It's almost like you're not just working for yourself. It's almost like you're working for the lineage behind you, and also potentially some people that are around you at this current time. And then we have healing. Now it's time for you to give or receive healing. Everyone has a natural ability to heal others. Yes, even you. So that's also encouraging for yourself. Like, kind of like what I've been saying is like, even if you doubt yourself, you still have the ability to do it. But it's whether or not that you put the effort and the work and the energy behind it to get there is part of the process. And it does feel like you have to go through a little bit of healing with this Five of Cups, something to do with your internal being, whether it's emotional, mental, physical, whatever. There's something that is making you feel like you can't push through that wall. And whatever that is for you, I really do feel like you can, but you've got to keep from distracting yourself. You literally got to cut out the distractions, sit with yourself more seclusively, and you have to work on that specific target. And if you're willing to work on that, I feel like there's so much success, there's so much energy, there's so much magical blessings that are around the corner that can help you overcome this energy. So what exactly does Capricorns need to heal in this current moment? See if we can get some insight on that about the healing, to see if we can kind of like target that a little bit more about what Capricorns need to heal. Let's see. We have the Devil. Okay. Capricorn energy, King of Wands, and the Queen of Wands. Okay, so this is a pairing here. The Queen and King of Wands is a very interesting energy. They're a very inspirational type of energy. The Queen of Wands is someone that is fully capable of handling their business, being able to have the knowledge to make choices and put her spin on things, put her taste on things. She's the one that likes to dress things up, right? And she also is an influencer. She is someone that is inspirational. She's someone that embodies the energy of an influencer, and knowing that she's got a lot of eyes onto her, and that she takes that with confidence. She takes that with being proud of herself, that she's able to garnish this energy of others, and she's able to kind of allow that to fuel her to be able to just do what she knows is creatively free for her. Like, she has the freedom to be as creative as she wants, because she knows that whatever spin or thing that she does is just going to be unique. It's going to be special. It's not going to be criticized because it has like a lot of good energy behind it. With the King of Wands, he is someone that is a leader. He is someone that is also unique, someone that is also like living by their own truth, living by their own inspiration, living by their own fire, like leading themselves to where they are wanting to get to, and not allowing other people to be kind of like the ruler in themselves, right? He's not a follower. He's just a leader. He is someone that is capable. He is someone that is determined. He's not going to take no for an answer. He's not going to look at it and be like, I can't do that. I'm not going to. He's going to look at it as, I haven't done that before. I'm going to try, right? And he's going to give it his best effort. He's going to give it his all. He is the leader of the ship, so he needs to be the first one to say, like, I'll step up and do it, right? He's not going to let anybody else do it. He's also kind of like this entrepreneur type of energy. Both of these energies are that kind of entrepreneur type of energies. And they are willing to do the work. They are willing to put in the effort. They're willing to try new things, so that way they can succeed, and maybe in their own unique way. And the Devil card is something here that you feel like is suppressing you, that you feel like has a certain control over you. Maybe it's control over your emotions, maybe it's control over your mental, maybe it's control over the effort and the energy that you put into things, right? But this control is something that isn't necessarily having control over you. This is control that you've allowed to have the control over you. You've given permission to this thing and kind of just like submitted to it, right? And you have this King of Wands, Queen of Wands energy, but it's not there. And I think both of these energies both have torches, and I think it's time for you to allow yourself to light up these energies, so that way they can grow within inside yourself and break free from this devil type of energy. The healing is that you have this energy tucked away inside yourself, but you've not allowed it to come up. You've not allowed it to be expressed, because maybe you're afraid of judgment. Maybe you're afraid of external energies that allow yourself to subconsciously put pressure on yourself. Maybe it's also creating self-judgment, things like that. And I don't think it needs to, because these two energies are not afraid of judgment. They are willing to walk through that, break through that wall, and not allow things to affect them. They're mighty. They're proud. They're going crazy in this energy because they believe in themselves. They believe that they have all the good necessity tools to do what it is that they want to achieve, or how they want to see the world or change the world, putting a good energy back into the world. So whatever this energy is that you are dealing with, subconsciously, consciously, is something that doesn't have as tight of a grip on it as you think it does. This is something that you're easily able to release as long as you're saying, no, you do not have control over me. It's as simple as that. No, this energy does not have control over me. I will not allow this to embody me. I will break free from these chains, and I can actually say no to this. I can actually conquer this. I can actually change the way I view this. And it all starts right up here, right? And then next comes the tower. Once you're able to see that you are not submitted to this energy anymore, the tower happens. You change your ways. You allow this to break away from your energy. And then the next thing that comes is the star card. You get to see hope. You get to see light. You get to see a brand new day that you can start with that energy, that newfound energy that you're looking for, and conquer the world. That's what it takes. So let's see what the advice is for Capricorn. I know this reading has come a long way. But yeah, this is the timing that you need to do it in. The advice is now. You got to act now. Page of Swords and the Lovers. You're learning more about yourself. You're cutting off energies that aren't as good for you, and you're putting your relationship with yourself first. You're adding more love to yourself and allowing that to be a good balance for you. You're allowing that to be the counterbalance to the negative energies that you might have within inside yourself. You're learning more about these energies that's inside yourself. You're releasing these energies. You're getting away from the energies that are not supportive to you. You're getting away from the energies that can bring you down. You're not allowing yourself to be open-minded to external energies, whether it's, comments on your Instagram post, or whether it's backlash from a journal entry, or maybe it's backlash from a YouTube post, or I don't know. Whatever it is, you're not allowing these external energies to come and feed into negative depression or a negative state of mind that keeps you weighed down. You're allowing yourself to put yourself first. You're allowing yourself to put your own opinion first, and you're inspiring yourself with love and light and growing that energy and breaking free from the shackles of the devil's chains. And the time is now. This is a time for you to learn this lesson. This is something that maybe you have contracted yourself to do before you came into this life. And this is something that you are going to overcome very, very freely. So this is an inspirational type of message, and I'm glad I was able to deliver it to you. Hopefully this did not come in a harsh way, but hopefully it resonated. If you have any sort of questions or concerns, Capricorn, I love you all so much. Feel free to drop them down below, and I'll try to respond to you all. But thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you in the next reading. Take care.